Dear students, on behalf of ICE, that is Institute for Competitive English, I welcome you all to our first audio session on cloze test. Here we will tell you what is a cloze test, and simultaneously you will know what are the strategies we can apply to get maximum score in this section. Dear friends, as you know, a cloze test is nothing but it is a test which tests your ability to understand and relate information from a given passage. That means a passage will be provided to you. You have to go through it, understand, and then answer for all the blanks given in the same passage. Second, it tests whether students are able to find different meanings of closed words given in the options. That means you will have 4 to 5 different options. Sometimes all options will seem pretty similar. Here you have to see the difference between the meaning of each word and answer the required particular option given in the passage. And third, cloze test tests whether you are able to get the required information depending on the idea contrasters. I repeat, the idea contrasters or the idea extenders. Please remember that idea contrasters and idea extenders are nothing but they are the linkers. Okay, idea contrasters are the words that highlight or bring contrast in a sentence. I am repeating it again. Idea contrasters are the words that highlight or bring contrast in a sentence. In other words, these words highlight opposite ideas. So, let us take some examples. The examples of idea contrasters are words like but, though, although, however, despite, in spite of, etc. I am repeating it again. But, though, although, however, despite, in spite of, etc. For example, he is very hardworking, but he failed in the exam. Dear friends, आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा अभी कि एक पार्ट में, पहले वाला पार्ट में हम बोल रहे हैं कि he is very hardworking, वो बहुत मेहनती है, परंतु वो एग्जाम में फेल हो गया. We want to say that he is very hardworking. The first part of the sentence carries a positive meaning, but the next part of the sentence carries a negative meaning. It is because there is a word but, and this word but acts as a contraster. It highlights contrast in the sentence. Similarly, you have to also focus on idea extenders as well. Idea extenders are the words that carry forward the idea of the sentence in the same direction without any change. Idea extenders are the words that carry forward the idea of the sentence in the same direction without any change. The examples of these words are and, therefore, so, moreover, in addition, also, etc. We can apply the same sentence and see if the idea is getting contrasted or extended. He is very hardworking. It is the same sentence which I was repeating a few minutes back. please shift your attention to the sentence now. He is very hardworking. Therefore, he got a job. Can you see the difference? In the previous sentence, in place of there, we had bought. And in that sentence, bought was acting as an idea contraster. And hence, both the parts of the sentence carried opposite meanings. Am I clear? Okay. Now, we have therefore in this sentence. The presence of this word indicates that the idea of both the parts will remain the same. And since the first part contains the positive idea, the second part also will be positive. So, we can understand that since the candidate was very hardworking, therefore he got a job. Now, let us focus on the strategies. While there are a lot of strategies you can implement, these strategies will prove to be the most effective, which I am going to give you. First, you must not forget that many students are trapped. Many students are trapped means they face problems because they directly go to the options. They directly visit the options without having any prior understanding of the passage. So here, my first strategy to you all would be that assume that you have no option provided for you and how you are going to attempt the answer. So now, a large number of students commit the mistake by visiting the options. Here I would suggest you not to repeat the same mistake. So what you have to do under the first strategy? Assume you have to think that you have no option provided. Number one. And number two, read the passage or the paragraph thoroughly from the beginning to the end. Read the passage or the paragraph thoroughly from the beginning to the end, including the blank spaces. You must include the blank spaces, but you should not read the word that is given in the blanks. Okay. Third, identify the clues provided in the context or idea contrasters or idea extenders or the words that come before or after the blanks or tense structures, etc. Because you are going to get important clues from all these places. And then try to understand the gist of the passage. I am repeating it. It is very, very important for students to understand the gist of the passage. The sooner you end up understanding the gist, then the job is almost done. And please remember, each author intends to say something in each paragraph. Hence, try to know what is the central idea or the gist or the tone of the passage. Okay. It is very, very important to know the central idea, the gist or the tone of the passage. You must be having doubts about the tone of the passage. Let me tell you, tone means whether the author is critical about something in the passage, or he is criticizing something, or his tone is sad, or he is praising someone. So these understandings will help you to arrive at the correct answer without facing any problems. I hope it is clear. And the fourth strategy, depending on your understanding of all these words, I mean the tone, the gist, the central idea, you must attack each individual blank and then think of your own word for the blank. That means you must coin or form or create a word of your own for the blank without coming to the options. Now comes the next strategy, and this is the most important strategy, that is the elimination strategy. Please remember the elimination strategy. You have to keep in mind one thing, that this strategy works wonder. It works wonder for them who can apply it effectively. Applying this strategy is also an art which you will gradually learn. Okay. Eliminate the irrelevant words or options that are not synonymous with the word which you have thought. I told you a few minutes back that you had to think of your own word for the blank. Now you have thought it, you have that word in your mind, then you are coming to the option, and then you are seeing which particular option is not a synonym of the word which you have selected a few minutes back. Now, yes, you must remember that no strategy can work if it is not practiced properly. So, let us go to the passage and see how these strategies, or whether these strategies are working for us. Okay. So, here is the strategy given for you, and let us apply the strategy. So, dear friends, if you have read out the entire passage, you must have understood by this time that the passage talks about the trade between two countries, that are India and Bhutan. India and Bhutan. So now let us go to the passage. Indo-Bhutanese trade has been dash. Please remember and look at your passage very carefully. Here the subject is Indo-Bhutanese trade, and the entire subject is singular. So it is known as third person singular number, and it is for this reason has been written after it, and as you can see, after has been has been written. So in such a structure, three types of answers are possible. One, I can say, for example, he has been taught, T-A-U-G-H-T, taught here functions as the V3 form of teach. So this is one structure which is possible. And next, we can use ing structure as well, right? I can say he has been teaching, or he has been reading, which is an example of present perfect progressive structure. This is second. And third, I can say he has been sad, he has been mad, etc. Here sad and mad function as adjectives. So if you keep these logics in your mind, you can see that there is another word which is written in the second line, and please focus on that word, that is constraints. It is a negative word, and it is going to provide you the clue for the first blank. I mean, what kind of word will come into the first blank. Constraints mean restrictions or limitations, and in the passage it says Indo-Bhutanese trade has been dash because of. Please look at the information. That is because of. Because of is a phrase preposition after which a noun or a noun phrase is required. So here infrastructural constraints is a noun phrase, and if you omit infrastructural, then we have only one word, that is constraints in the context. And infrastructural constraints function as a noun phrase. A noun phrase is nothing but a phrase where there will always be a noun and a few more words, right? And since constraints is there, we can say that we need a passive structure, which means Indo-Bhutanese trade has been affected or severely hampered. This sort of word will come. A word like to be affected or hampered or the progress of something which is not moving smoothly is going to come in the, to the first blank. Now, the word has to be in V3 form and it must carry this meaning. So now come to option number 33. HITTED, heated. This word is grammatically wrong because in grammar this word doesn't exist. The V2 and V3 form of the word hit, HIT, remains the same. That means hit, hit and hit. So since heated has been written, option number 1 is eliminated. And let us come to option number 2. It says HEAT, heat. Heat means to किसको गर्म करना, पानी को या किसी चीज को गर्म करने को हम हीट बोलते हैं. To make something warm. So the context requires a different word. That is why option number 2 is now eliminated. Option number 3, HIT, heat. Heat has been here used as the V3 form of HIT, heat, which otherwise known as affected or to severely hamper something. We may retain this word now for time being, and let us go to option number 4. HEATED, heated, is the V2 or V3 form of option number 2, that is HEAT. This option is eliminated because it is contextually wrong. So now, as you can see, we have successfully eliminated option number 1, option number 2, option number 4. So now, option number 5 is left. And now, directly come to the first line of the passage. And you can see in the blank, affecting has been mentioned. In the place of affecting, if affected were there, then probably it would be our answer. समझ में आया सबको? अगर affecting के जगह affected होता तो शायद हम इसको रख सकते, बट affecting है. मैं आप लोगों को अभी बोला कि हमें दो चीजों को देखना चाहिए यहाँ. एक वर्ब का थर्ड फॉर्म जो ये नहीं है, और दूसरा जो मीनिंग दे रहा होगा कि किसी की चीज के ऊपर प्रभाव डालना. तो ये मीनिंग दे रहा है ऑफ कोर्स, बट इट इज नॉट इन V3 फॉर्म. Hence, option number 5 is also eliminated. Now, we should go to option number 34. And before going to option number 34, it is advisable to remember the first sentence up to the 34th blank. It says, Indo-Bhutanese trade has been hit because of infrastructural constraints at the Jaigan Land Customs Station. There is a station that is known as Jaigan Land Customs Station, and in that station, due to some problems, some constraints related to infrastructure, that is why we say infrastructural constraints. It is for this reason the trade between India and Bhutan has been hit. I hope it is clear. Next, you can see after station a comma has been given, and we cannot underestimate the mention of commas. So the idea continues. The sentence is not complete yet. Then it says dash after the implementation of GST. The context says that after the implementation of GST, it has happened. The trade has been affected or hit. So, if you think of a word that should come into blank number 34, what meaning it should give? It is clear that it should give a meaning जिससे पता चले कि जीएसटी की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के बाद इसी तरह का सिचुएशन हो गया होगा। कहाँ? हमारे जो कस्टम स्टेशन में, जायगन लैंड कस्टम स्टेशन में। तो यहाँ जो वर्ड आएगा उसका मीनिंग ऐसे हो सकता है कि किसी चीज की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के बाद। सो नाउ कीपिंग दिस इन माइंड, कम टू ऑप्शन नंबर 34, that is the word that is given in the option, that is 34, line number 3. So it says particularly. Particularly means एक निर्दिष्ट उपाय से, it means a निर्दिष्ट उपाय की जैसा। So now it sounds better, हो सकता है, लग रहा है, हो सकता है कि इमीडिएटली जो जीएसटी के इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है उसके बाद ऐसा हुआ है, तो हम इसको रख सकते हैं। सो नाउ यू कम टू ऑप्शन नंबर 34 एंड ऑप्शन नंबर 1, ओवरली. Overly means clearly. It cannot be the option, though it is an adverb. It means clearly or excessively. It has got the meaning like this. And we do not need a word like excessively. So option number 1 is eliminated. Then comes relatively. Relatively means comparatively. This also cannot be the answer, because इसका मतलब है किसी का साथ हम कंपेयर कर रहे हैं, हम कुछ कंपैरिजन नहीं कर रहे हैं। हमें एक ऐसा वर्ड चाहिए जो कि इंडिकेट करे कि जीएसटी की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के बाद कुछ हुआ है। तो नाउ ऑप्शन नंबर 2 इज एलिमिनेटेड. देन रेयरली. रेयरली मीन्स इन वेरी फ्यू occasions or occasionally. Again, it doesn't have any meaning in the context. It is also eliminated. Then we have option number 4, immediately. Immediately after the GST is implemented, you cannot see the impact of something. Immediately एक चीज होने के बाद एक जगह में ट्रेड के ऊपर प्रभाव नहीं हो सकता, तो इस एंगल से हम इसको एलिमिनेट कर दिए अभी. सो नाउ वी हैव ओनली वन ऑप्शन, दैट इज द करेक्ट आंसर, एंड दैट इज ऑप्शन नंबर 2. सो नाउ प्लीज रीड आउट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग टिल द एंड. आपको इसी तरह से इसका कंप्रीहेंशन करना है कि जीएसटी की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के बाद हमारे जायगन लैंड कस्टम स्टेशन में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल कंस्ट्रेंट्स के द्वारा इंडो और भूटानीज का ट्रेड के ऊपर बुरा प्रभाव आया है. आई होप इट इज अंडरस्टूड. देन विल गो टू द नेक्स्ट लाइन. अकॉर्डिंग टू ए सीनियर सीजीएसटी ऑफिशियल, अकॉर्डिंग टू द ओपिनियन ऑफ दिस ऑफिशियल, द डैश ऑफ ट्रेड between Indian and Bhutan through Jaigan. Okay, you can see that the same idea continues. The first sentence contains a negative idea, and the same idea will continue here as well. The CGST official feels that after the implementation of GST, the dash of trade between India and Bhutan through Jaigan. Please focus on here. After Jaigan, Hajj has been mentioned. Hajj. Indirectly, it tells us that the subject that will come in blank number 35 should also be singular, because it has to agree with Hajj. And keeping this in mind, if we arrive at the options in question number 35, option number 2 and option number 3 are now eliminated, and at the same time option number 4 as well, because 2, 3 and 4 contain plural subjects. When after Jaigan, Hajj has been mentioned, we need a singular subject here, and hence we have now two subjects. One is volume, the other one is prospect. Prospect refers to the possibility or likelihood of some future event occurring. We do not need the meaning of such a word here. We need the word which gives the meaning that the size or mass of the trade between India and Bhutan has been severely affected. And now we have only one option, that is volume. Volume will come into option number 35. Let me repeat again that we need a singular subject here, because just before option number 36, the helping verb has been mentioned, and the subject which will come in place of option number 35 should also be a singular subject. And keeping this in mind, amount, sizes and profits are eliminated. Then prospect is eliminated because it carries a different meaning, though it is singular in form. So now we have to read. According to a senior CGST official, the volume of trade, volume here means mass or size of trade between India and Bhutan through Jaigan has dash since July. The same idea continues, as I said right from the beginning, and the negative idea will continue here. And यह हमको समझ जाना चाहिए कि एक ऐसा वर्ड जिसका मीनिंग होगा कि जुलाई से लेके अब तक जो ट्रेड का वॉल्यूम है उसमें कटौती हो गया है, मतलब कम हो गया है. एंड इन इंग्लिश वी शुड ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट ए वर्ड which must be in V3 form, because here the subject is volume, then has functions as the auxiliary verb, and then we need a V3 form. The sentence is in present perfect tense, and whatever word we may take, it must have the meaning which is similar to being reduced or coming down, or decreasing. And now option number 36, in the passage you can see the word reduces is there. Reduces will be eliminated because it is not in V3 form. Now you come to option number 36. We can eliminate burgeoned, burgeoned, and option number 4 spread as well, because these two words are antonymous with the word which is required for the blank. हमें चाहिए एक ऐसा वर्ड जिसका मीनिंग हो घट जाना, किसी चीज में कमी हो जाना, और 1 and 4 का मीनिंग है बढ़ जाना. I hope it is clear. So now it is eliminated. We have eliminated option number 1, 4 and 5. Now we have 2 and 3. Option number 3 failed. FELL, it can be used in two different ways. One, as the past form of fall, जिसका मतलब गिर जाना. Okay, and please remember that we need the V3 form. Fall का V3 fallen है, FALLEN, not failed. So now it is eliminated. Option number 3 is eliminated. And another meaning इसका है FELL, जहां हम इसको V1 के हिसाब से यूज कर सकते हैं. अगर हम इसको V1 के हिसाब से यूज करेंगे उसका मतलब हो जाएगा काट देना, टू कट समथिंग. इट इज यूज्ड इन context like to fell a tree means to cut down a tree. So now this also is eliminated. Then we have got answers, and the answer is drought. After the rollout of GST, we are going to the next sentence. After the rollout of GST, rollout means the implementation. So here you can read this way. After the implementation of GST, clearances are required online. Okay, GST के implementation के बाद अभी ऑनलाइन में आपको क्लियरेंसेस की आवश्यकता पड़ रहा है. डैश द अर्लियर सिस्टम, प्लीज अंडरलाइन द वर्ड अर्लियर सिस्टम. दिस वर्ड हियर गिव्स यू द क्लू दैट पहले से इसी तरह का जो क्लियरेंसेस है तो उसका नीड नहीं आ रहा था, बट अब आ रहा है. दैट मीन्स यहां हमें एक वर्ड चाहिए जिसका मतलब हो कि पहले से नहीं आ रहा था, अभी आ रहा है. एंड इन इंग्लिश इफ यू सी, अनलाइक गिव्स अस द क्लू. अनलाइक मीन्स नॉट लाइक, अनलेस मीन्स if not. So we can read like this, not like the earlier system. Now clearances are required, and in place of not like you place unlike. Unless is eliminated from this ground, from this angle. And now we have 37 option, question number 37. Option number 5 is eliminated. Like is eliminated because we use like when we want to say that two things are similar. And for and by, they are eliminated because these two words carry different meanings which the context in the passage does not require. Right? So read the sentence again. After the rollout of GST, that means after the implementation of GST, clearances are required online, unlike the earlier system. पहले जरूरत नहीं था, अब पड़ गया है. When, जब मतलब अर्लियर सिस्टम में, इट वाज डैश, दैट मीन्स क्लियरेंसेस कैसे हो रहा था, उसके लिए सिस्टम की जरूरत नहीं थे, ऑनलाइन नहीं हो रहा था. ऑनलाइन नहीं हो रहा था मतलब ये सब काम लोगों के द्वारा ही हो रहा होगा. इट मस्ट बी गेटिंग डन बाय द पीपुल डायरेक्टली. And when a task is done by the involvement of people and through their work, it is otherwise known as manual. You can see in option number 3, question number 38, it is there. And since all other options do not give this meaning, all options are eliminated. Let me tell you, transitory is an adjective which means impermanent, something which lasts for only a few seconds. Okay, then optional. Optional means voluntary. आप किसी चीज को कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं, डिपेंड होता है आपकी मर्जी के ऊपर. Blocked means किसी को बंद कर देना. From this angle, all the words except option number 3 are eliminated. Now we are moving to the last sentence. Located in the Alipurduar district of West Bengal. As you can see, the sentence starts with a past participle phrase, जिसका मतलब ये है कि वेस्ट बंगाल की अलीपुरद्वार डिस्ट्रिक्ट में लोकेटेड होके रहा है एक चीज, और जो चीज वहां रहा है वो आ रहा है कमा के बाद, इमीडिएटली जाएगा. That means in English you can say that Jaigan is a place which is located in the Alipurduar district of West Bengal. And this place, that means Jaigan, is the most important border dash point. As I have already told you, the entire passage focuses on the trade between the two countries, and hence here the option that will come should also be related to trade. And the direct answer has been given in option number 3, trading. It should be trading point. All other options will be eliminated. Let me tell you the meaning of the word decisive. Decisive means it is very, very important or vital. We do not need a word like this, though it carries a positive meaning. And then we have plus in option number 1, which is contextually inappropriate. And in option number 2, we have positive, which is again contextually inappropriate. And 4, crucial. We do not need a word like this because the place Jaigan is an important border trading point with Bhutan. Then, as it dash to around 90% of the bilateral trade. As you can see, Jaigan, which is the most important border point between India and Bhutan, it constitutes the bulk of the bilateral trade between the two countries. And hence, a word which should come to the last blank should give you the meaning that it fulfills or it meets or it provides whatever is required. And now you can see the words mentioned in the option in other options. That is, shifts. Shifts does not mean to fulfill. Second, maintains. Maintains means जो चीज हमारा पहले से था अब हम उसको वैसे ही रखना चाहते हैं, बट ऐसे इसी तरह का वर्ड्स यहाँ हमारा जरूरत ही नहीं है, इसलिए we eliminated it. Then you must be surprised that I told you that meets and fulfills can go to the option. But dear friends, please remember that we cannot say it meets to or it fulfills to. Meets और fulfills दोनों verbs हैं, बट उसके बाद आप to नहीं लगा सकते हैं. I should say, for example, I want to fulfill all my parents' dreams. I cannot say I want to fulfill to my parents' dreams. Similarly, you cannot say I want to meet to my requirements. You must say that I want to meet my requirements. So now, keeping that in mind, as you can see, we have eliminated option number 1, option number 2, option number 3, and option number 4. So now, the only option that is left is caters. And let me tell you, cater. Cater means to give what is desired or needed. That means to fulfill someone's need. आप लोगों को पता होगा, बोल रहे हैं लोग कैटरिंग सर्विस, सो आप रिलेट करके जान सकते हैं. सो नाउ वी हैव completed the entire cloze test, though there are many different ways to do it. This is just one way. I hope you all will get some ideas from the way I did it, and I am looking forward to having a wonderful association with you all in future. Thank you for your patient listening till this part. Thank you all.